Today's world has become so crazily competitive that you have to, in order to shine, you have to talk louder than the person sitting next to you. You have to have an idea that was never heard of before. And you can't be complacent at all because any type of complacency is seen as laziness. If you talk to anybody and ask them, how's your day? How was your week? Oh, crazy. It's crazy. Crazy busy. Okay. I think I must be the only person who has a completely chill day. Nothing fancy happening in my life. Nothing great. Everything is just okay. Everything is just okay. The more you meditate, the more you're in touch with your own nature, with your own source. The less the propensity to get angry. Why is that? Why do you get angry less? Because desires rise up, and that's fine. Things come up. Sometimes they are met, and that's a good thing. Sometimes they're not met, and that's okay. This attitude is something that becomes more and more pronounced as you meditate more. Why do we get so angry? Have you noticed that people around us so impatient, so angry? Nobody is calm. Everybody wants to get their voice heard. Nobody is willing to wait silently. Everybody is screaming and shouting. The louder you scream, the more important you seem to be. Sometimes I feel that even in this entire political scenario in this country, there are two loud voices on either side of a very small percentage of people. But most of us want to have a simple, easy life. We just want to get on, have our children, give them a decent education. That's all we want. But the voices on either side become so loud. The louder voices are the ones that are apparently appreciated more. If you are quiet, if you are kind, that has no value. The saying, I have to research it and to see who said, never mistake kindness for weakness. Kindness is your strength. It is your strength because not all of us have the propensity to reach deep enough inside of us for that to emerge. It is the perfume that emerges when you're in touch with yourself. And the kindness we show to others is one thing. But the kindness you show to yourself is also important. We are the biggest judges of our own flaws. Nobody needs to call us names. Nobody needs to tell us anything. We call ourselves names all the time. I am fat, I am short, I am dark, I am fair, and whatever. Names and judgments and judgments. We don't need anybody to tell us what we are. But to understand the importance of just staying in the moment, because naturally when you are centered, when you are connected, there is this need to do things for others. There's this need to even go through hardship to help someone out. I saw this very beautiful Instagram video today where there was a little duck going across the edge of a waterfall. It's not a very deep waterfall. It was like maybe a 4-foot fall. and there's 6 or 10 little ducklings swimming along. And one duckling decides to go to the edge and falls over. And then for a moment, this duck is thinking, now what do I do? And then it herds the chicks all over and falls into the water, and then they all come together again. Sometimes we have to go through a little bit of hardship. But that little bit of hardship to show kindness and love is so important. So important. We don't want to get out of our comfort zone. We don't want to do anything for someone else for no reason. Everything has to have a motive. What is in it for me? How am I going to gain? How much money am I going to save on my taxes? This is the main concern for everybody. To random acts of kindness for no reason can give you more pleasure, more happiness, more stability than any other act in this world. Eating anything, experiencing anything, the high that you feel when you connect to yourself, that bliss that you get, that burst of happiness, you're instantly connected to the source. That's why doing for others is so important. So important. We don't make enough time in our week to do something just for no reason. Whatever it is that you do, giving of your time, giving of your money, giving of your energy, that is much more valuable. We're so harsh in judging. We want everyone to fit into a mold. Everybody has to do things a certain way. They have to go to certain types of schools. They have to speak a certain type of language. They have to dress in a particular way. We're so harsh in our judgments that what belongs to us and what doesn't belong to us. You know what happens when you do something for someone else? He may be a hobo on the street, or he may be your daughter. No, he cannot be your daughter, but maybe he can. Your son or your child or whoever it is, right? What is it that exactly happens when you do something wonderful for someone else? The division that you consider between yourself, that you are Blanca and this is me, this is Kanchana, that breaks. And for that one moment, Blanca and Kanchana are one. We get fused. And when we get fused and we are only one, we are both connected to the same source. And there is this feeling of joy that you get, because you feel that there is no division between you and the other person. This is what it means when you say simple things like, I love you. What does I love you mean? It's not an emotion that rises above. It's when the walls of division between you and the other person break down and you get fused. When you get fused, that feeling that emerges, that feeling of extension, opening, expansion that takes place, that's the feeling that you call love. It's the same for kindness. It's the same for compassion. Compassion is the fruit or the fragrance of meditation. When you meditate, automatically this feeling of doing for others comes up. Till then, it will only be tolerance. There is a huge difference between tolerating others, putting up with others, and being one with them. When you empathize with somebody's situation, you're saying, it's your situation and I feel for you. And that's where it stops. Compassion, kindness is different. It's when the two fuse together, the two come together. And it's a beautiful feeling. It's a beautiful feeling. We limit ourselves. And I keep saying this again and again. We shut ourselves in little groups, in little walls. My family, my friends, my community, my country, my nationality, my creed. These are all walls that have been artificially built between us. There is really no difference. We all feel the same things. We all experience the same relationships. We all experience the same pain. When you cut us, do we not bleed? And if you poison us, will we not die? Shakespeare said it so long ago. What is he talking about? It's the oneness, the differences that we see, that we constantly highlight. She belongs to that community and I'm a Hindu, and there is, no connection between us. Her hair is different, my face is. We're always looking for differences. We're not looking for the things that connect us. It's so wonderful when someone just brings me a little candle that they made for no reason. I feel the gratitude, I feel the love. I do this meditation every time for no ulterior motive. I get nothing out of it. But the feeling when I see everybody in the same space emerging from that deep connection, that's priceless. That's priceless. I know for those 15 minutes, for those 20 minutes, they had a short reprieve from this burden of life. And you want to alleviate the burden, you have to create these random acts of kindness. In the beginning, you have to cultivate it. You have to do it purposely. You have to especially do things for people who hurt you. So difficult, right? It's so easy to be kind and to be wonderful to someone who's nice to you. But how about the one that's mean and rude and always finding fault with you? And, the one in your group or your cousin or your sister or your mother-in-law, that one person, we always have that one person who's always picking faults with us. Try combating insults with praise. When you see someone in a checkout line or the clerk so busy with everything, so busy and so overwhelmed with everything that they short with you, try saying, "Oh my God, I love the color of your hair." Try saying that. It will change everything in an instant. All of a sudden, she's ready to pounce on you, but she can't. It's too mean. It's just too mean. And that thank you, that gratitude, it will quickly change. The whole thing will quickly change. I used to read about this. So many great masters have said this. Try combating praise, insults with praise. And that has to be the hardest thing to do. But the easiest way to switch karma. So, karma works in very strange ways. When people insult and hurt you, and you feel the affront, and you shout back, now the karma is against you. You said something. Instead, if you can switch it around and say something to diffuse, something that is kind, you have to understand that people that shout at you, that people that insult you, they're coming from a place of extreme stress. They're coming from a place of dissatisfaction with their current play, wherever they are. Somebody has hurt them, somebody is being mean to them in another scenario, in another place. So you have to look at it from that point of view, and so quickly You can, just by kindness, you can switch it all around. And yes, sometimes they look at you, with a little bit of scorn, saying that, I mean, she can't even, she doesn't know what to say. She doesn't know how to deal with these kind of things. You don't need to have that last word. You don't need to win that argument. It's not important. It's not important. Above and beyond everything, your state of mind is all that counts. How am I feeling? As soon as I've said something sweet in return to something salty, the karma has completely flipped. And sometimes we don't say things, but we feel it. And that is even worse. Especially, when it's a mother-child relationship, a power relationship, a boss, employee relationship. When you're unable to say what you feel, the reversal of karma is very strong. Things will happen by just the power of what you feel. And thinking thoughts like that, even inside, creates bad vibration. It's just not good for you. And don't think for a moment that you become any less of a person by just saying sorry when you need to and when you don't need to. If it means that you're diffusing a situation and causing more peace, it's perfectly okay. So I said sorry. What did I lose? What did I lose? It's just a word. It's just a word. Words have power, right? Angry words have an effect on you. Calming words have an effect on you. Things people say have an effect on you. You have a duty to yourself to bring yourself to a place of peace, to a place of calm. And if this is how you do it, let everybody call it a weakness. But this is really your strength. You grow strong inside because karmically you're fortified. Now you don't owe anybody anything. You've cleansed everything. You've removed all the things. So the people that are mean to you, rude to you, who rub you up the wrong way, try doing something nice for them. Create a meal. Take them out. Send some flowers over. Thank you for allowing me to come in touch with myself. For feeling this feeling of kindness and compassion and love. All of them. There are 3 different names that have been given to it. You can add peace to it. So many different names you can, but it's all the same. It's all the same. It rises when you get in touch with the silence, the stillness.